Are we live? Oh, I hope it's live this time. I'm giving it a few seconds just in case it is live. Okay, or just in case it isn't live. Let's see here. I'm not going to be in front of the camera. I just woke up. I literally just woke up. Last night, Lily decided to go batshit. Look at, she clawed on the fucking curtain blind, trying to get up to those feathers. I don't even know. So I have a request in with the building for new window treatments, new window blinds, radiators, heaters. Everything's being renewed again. I'm probably moving from here, so I don't know yet. Oh my god. Before I forget, I've woken up in a dizzy tizzy, what's it called? It's Thursday, January 20th, 2022 at 16 degrees outside and apparently it's sunny. I was dreaming and I was sitting in a room with someone or a lot of someone's, and there was a kid next to me. It felt like my own kid, but I'm not able to have children because of the thing that happened with my womb when I was born. So I'm not capable of having children physically here, but I don't know. So there was a child and I was sitting there reading a book, and it was a big book. It wasn't like a little one or anything. It was like a big book. And I'm reading it, and this guy talks to me, and I'm just responding to him. I have no idea what was said, what was done. And as soon as I responded to him, I saw my head nod. I was like, yeah, okay. And I saw myself in the dream. I was like watching me from the air in the room's perspective. Or maybe there was someone standing there and I was watching me outside. I don't know. But I was watching me read a book next to a kid talking to a guy. And then the guy said something, and I looked at myself and woke up. I woke up, went and put in some paperwork, brushed my teeth and all that. Oh, made some coffee, and I'm sitting here. The thing that made me want to do this video this morning, look at that light, first of all. Look at her little fucking claw mark. Look at it. Look, it's right there. She was all like, and then up there, and then the entire thing went. Anyway, I was when I was pouring my coffee, I heard a song, I think from like the 80s or 90s, maybe late 70s. I don't know who sings it. I haven't researched any of it. I tried to start recording this video immediately. And the song was After All That We've Been Through. And then it stopped. And then it repeated, After All That We've Been Through. And it stopped. And I'm sitting there like pouring sugar, pouring coffee creamer, and then by the time I'm holding the coffee carousel to pour I think it's called the carousel, the thing that holds the coffee. After all that we've been through, and I pick it up like this, it all comes back to me and you. And I'm pouring the coffee, and then it goes back to after all that we've been through. And I'm like, okay, this is repeating way too much. And it was the only thing I could hear. So I don't know what it's about. I really don't. I kind of have a suspicion, but it's not really a like whatchamacallit, a knowing. After all that we've been through, it all comes back to me and you. Over and over and over. I don't know. Um, what do we do? Which one? Oh, okay. I don't know about you guys, but last night, Wednesday, January 19th, more so yesterday, the entire day. I don't know if any of you felt this or what you were experiencing, but to me, it felt like the biggest, most intense withdrawal symptoms. Not from something like tobacco, not from something like, heroin or whatever the fuck else people have withdrawal symptoms on, like prescription meds or, when you have a hormone replacement therapy thing where you miss a dose and then you're like testosterone or estrogen kicks up. It's not really that. It was like a divine anger of, I mean, I swear to God, when I try to visualize it, it felt like talons on my fingers and I wanted to rip reality apart. It was intense. Intense. The entire day, I could not shake the feeling of wanting to fight. Not like I was weak or scared or angry but like fight. Fight what? I have no idea. Fight who? I don't know. Punch what? I don't know. But it wasn't even about anyone or anything. It was just an overwhelming sensation of fight. But what and who? And that feeling was in me almost all of the day. And at night, at some point at night, I was talking to God and I got so angry. And it was almost like an anger of, it came up in another video for when I was doing a reading a few days ago about divine anger at God, for God being like narcissistic or having the perception that God's narcissistic. And let me tell you, I felt it. I felt it so much last night. And it didn't make sense to me. So I sat and meditated throughout the day a lot. I tried to figure out what exactly is the root of it, what the thread is, and I couldn't find it anywhere. It was as if it was cosmic. It wasn't individual anger. It wasn't individual rage. It wasn't individual pain. It was cosmic. It wasn't just about people on the planet or one species. It was as if it was the anger that all life has at the concept of death and decay and God. It was as if people were just tired of dying. People were tired of losing. People were tired of grieving. People were tired of being betrayed. People were tired of putting their faith and hope into something they can't see. I can still feel it, like residual energy of it. Like someone washed me in a substance and it revealed something else that wasn't mine. And I can feel that thing. It was strange. It felt like the entire collective consciousness was being washed clean of this. And I was being shown and washed and taught at the same time so that I could relay this message to you guys about what the fuck. And honestly, I don't know how to relay this message to you. I don't know how to tell you it's going to be okay or that it's whatever. What I felt was not okay. And not knowing where it came from wasn't okay. And then feeling powerless to adjust any of it as a mortal being was not okay. And then being asked to have faith and hope and trust was not okay. At one point, I started feeling like I was hating hope because it felt like it was a carrot on a stick. Faith felt the same way. If you just have faith, eventually things are going to get better. And I could hear these conversations happening, like all the conversations that people were having with God. If you want me to have faith that things are going to get better, doesn't every single second I exist matter? Or are they expendable to you? These feelings of God being a person that's being abusive, and people are calling God out on being abusive to their moment to moment life. And I was like in the middle of it, watching it, hearing it, feeling it, like it was relaying through me to them, over and over and over. I couldn't sleep. I was not feeling very high vibey. But at the same time, I don't think I've ever been higher in vibration than I was last night. At all. Like it was something divine that was showing me something. And it wasn't just all gumdrops and candy canes and rainbows and unicorns. Like the divine has a fucking temper, you guys. Temper. We think of God as unconditionally loving. We think of God and Christ and all the, messengers and messiahs or whatever as holier and mightier than thou beings, and that they're infallible and unfathomable in all this, which is true. But as a human being, when we look at life in that way, we kind of give all our power away to that being. And it was as if God was showing me Source, the mother of creation, the family of divinity, was showing me humanity cannot continue to leave their fate in the hands of invisible defenders. I'm not sure exactly how we're all supposed to go about this individually, but we're supposed to. It's as if this place we're in, this planet Earth matrix thing, whatever this is like a training ground. Look at how much my hand is shaking. I have no idea why. It's just this one. It feels like there's electricity going through it. It really does feel like we're supposed to step up our game as a species and be more accountable for what we're experiencing instead of putting it on God and expecting God to fix it or having blind faith. It's as if this is the next level up. I'm seeing the reflections here as staircases, and we're being asked to elevate on the staircase of life. So at one point, we needed to have faith, we needed to have hope, we needed to believe in invisible deities. Now we need to know that they exist. Now we need to know that we have the power. Now we need to know that God is within us as well. Now we need to slightly adjust the perception of the messiahs like Christ. And I apologize, I don't know all the other ones. I know their spirit. I don't know their names that you've called them in this civilization. Those people lived on this earth. They walked with feet covered in skin on this earth. Within that skin was the God being. The God being a being. And we seem to misplace the gravity of human experience, regardless of whether it's on each individual person, or if it's in an individual who knows their godhood, or if it's in an individual who has been genetically and family lineage bred to be a pure vessel. Boop. We need to comprehend that Mother Mary at one point was a human being living on this planet, eating, sleeping, showering, brushing her teeth, braiding her hair, being a teenager, being a child, drinking on a milk bottle, having diapers. We need to realize and recognize the humanity in divinity and divinity in humanity. Jesus, Yeshua, both Caesar Borgia and Yeshua ben Joseph were people. They had lovers, they had friends, they had family, they had enemies, they had problems, they had favorite foods, they had a favorite scent. They had favorite colors. They had favorite books, stories, places in nature that they would go to. They washed dishes. They did laundry. They made furniture. They wrote stories and books and drawings. They walked the earth. They didn't, levitate off into and land on another planet, or maybe they did. I don't know exactly, and maybe you're not ready to know what exactly or how exactly they lived, other than the basics. So when we try to elevate our perception of these beings as if we're less than, it creates a deep wound within the body, the physical body. And we can look at that wound as the solar plexus or the sacral, right? Or the root chakra, the things that connect us to the earth with the heart. When we lower ourselves and elevate others, it creates a wound within us of anger and resentment of why can't I, whether you're aware of it or not. And when we elevate ourselves above the divine, we become not who we're supposed to be. It makes no sense. When we try to be like, oh, we're going to go and sit next to God on the throne, people are like, oh, that's terrible. Actually, it's not. That's where God wants us, not under his feet, but with him in the dining hall in the garden, which means you need to think of yourself as an equal, as a child of God, as a family member, as a goddess yourself. And then when you can't, you need to address all those parts within you that say you can't or that you shouldn't, because that's not what Christ is saying to you. Christ is saying you are God's. Come as you are. So why would you spit in the face of God and say no? There has to be a reason, right? Address that reason. Oh my goodness. I think that's it for that message. I'm not feeling anything else that needs to be said for it. Now, I'm fairly certain this reading portion of it, starting at around 18 minutes, is going to be different and a different topic than what this was about. I don't even know. It just feels like God wants us to act more of who we are and accept who we are, instead of trying to pretend to be like, oh, we're just a little mortal meat bag. We're going to die and we're going to do this and that. And there's people in charge of us. And no, that's not the point at all. The point is you're divine beings, and maybe you should act like it. And divine beings have no need for conflict other than to reestablish peace. It's like when a hyena is out in the jungle or savannas or deserts and they're like ripping apart something else, and then the lion comes in and like shoos the hyenas away and sits on top of the carcass of whatever they were eating and doesn't even eat it themselves. I saw that yesterday on one of those National Geographic whatevers. There were hyenas and they were just eating this thing. I think it was a bull creature. They used to be called aurochs or bisons and tor or something, but it was a carcass. I can tell. It had horns though. When the lion came up, it didn't even finish eating the carcass. It just sat on top of it and denied access to the hyenas to the thing. And it just sat there waiting on the carcass. It was like a sign of, let's see, this is better. There you go. Like, see the face palm? It's like, those dang kids are at it again. Hurry up, go get the thing, cover it. Don't let them, eat all the entrails and all the other crap. They're gonna hurt themselves. And there's the hyenas going, yep. You can look at this in another way and be like, oh, the lion came and brought peace so everybody can continue to celebrate. And then the lion, like a mom, went back into the bedroom and went to sleep. It's a moment of conflict or tension. Not even conflict, because the lion wasn't fighting the hyenas. The hyenas just like backed right on off. As soon as I saw the lion. Oh, and the other part of the clip was a bunch of lionesses holding down a lion and grooming him. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw that. The lion was roaring and trying to get away, and a lioness kept biting its little paw, the foot that it was holding it by. And every time the lion would try to get away, this lioness would bite its toe, and the lion would stop. The other lionesses were grooming its mane, its back, its belly. They were just like grooming and grooming and grooming. And the lion was not having any of it. Like, he kept growling and moaning and trying to wiggle away, but really he wasn't. If he did, he could. This feels like there was tension, there was conflict, there was silence. And something happened in that silence where you took a layer that you were covering yourself off, like covering yourself with, covered yourself off with another layer. You know, the purple, kind of like royalty, mightier than thou, transmutation, the violet flame, and all that energy. Like, you put that aside and you focus on the truth, the peace, the clarity, the warmth and passion inside of you. You focused on yourself. You brought healing into your life. You addressed the thoughts that were, harming you, and you adjusted them accordingly. And at some point you realized, dope, oh no, that's what I was supposed to be doing. That's who I'm supposed to be with, or that's what I'm supposed to be writing or creating or, drawing or whatever. And then there's a gathering, a sort of, I don't want to call it a reconciliation because they all have tents in the background. So they're all there. But these tents could be like different planets, different homes, different countries, different cities, different apartment buildings, or different apartments in the same building. There's 3 different people here. One of them has mermaid scales. The other one has fishnets. And the other one is blue and yellow, wearing blue and yellow. So among these 3, one of them is not a friend, because one of them is pretending to be a fish or dressed like a mermaid with the scales, and the other one has fishnets in white, which is like a self-righteous kind of a person being like, oh, I'm going to be there and I'm going to catch that fish when she's not looking. But the fish has a buddy in the background going, oh, the hell you won't. I'm like, the hell you will over there. Better leave her alone. So there's something underlying something else. Something underlying something else that's been keeping you from getting there and joining that. Boop. I don't know if you just heard that. So take some time today, maybe even 4 minutes, or by 4 o'clock, or within 4 hours. Swords are quick to me. People say the swords are months or weeks or years sometimes, but not really. To me, they're minutes, they're hours, they're seconds. A thought, a sword, it takes seconds. It doesn't take weeks. Emotions take weeks. Emotions take days. Emotions take hours and hours and hours, which can feel like eternities. But thoughts, you can be looped in those like clouds, and they fade away and change each and every time you have them. So within this day, within the next 4 minutes to 4 hours, you're being asked to address within you that which keeps you in a constant state of retraction regarding someone else. Whatever that means to you, I'm not going to sit here trying to decipher it or analyze it for you, because there's going to be lots of people watching these videos very soon. Very soon. So I'm simply telling you what you need to know in regards to this, so you can use your own divine intelligence to go through your, where is this? Here. See this? It's like a gateway, like a doorway, isn't it? See the, dang it, it's all reversed. See this blue right here? The blue and white? See the blue and white? It's immediate. It's something in your immediate surrounding, in your immediate thought pattern, in your immediate. It could be me. It could be someone watching this and it's about me and them. It could be you're watching this and it's about someone in the other room from you. It could be, do you see that green flare right there? It's someone you love. It's someone that makes your heart flicker. Like a wisp. You're trying to catch it, type of thing. But every time you try to catch it, you remember what everybody else said about that thing, or what you thought about that thing, or what other people said previously in the past, which influenced what you think of this thing, person, place, or thing. Bottom of the deck over here is a Knight of Wands, so you really want to make a move towards something, but at the same time, you've allowed other people's opinions to influence what you do while other people are out partying and having fun and living their life. But when they interact with you, they tell you, oh no, don't go towards that person. Oh no, don't go do that thing. Oh no, don't go do that. That's bad. Then they go and do it. They get success from it. They learn something from it. But you're still sitting there being told what to do by these people. Because they're influencing you as if they're your friends and family, when actually one of them is waiting for you to fall. Fish nets, fish. And there's someone in your corner that's watching this other person that's out to get you in a way. Could be an aspect of yourself or a family member or someone that's like a cousin that's closely related. You see this person here? Similar skin tone, but almost different, right? Like this person has more in common with this one here for the hair color variants, except the hair color. But really, it's kind of like there's a connection between three people. Two of them are supposed to be together or something like that. And one of them has been getting in the way of this happening, keeping the other one confused while they're entertaining the other one. See what that kind of, it kind of reminds me of a shady friend I used to have. That, well, I thought he was a friend, but he really wasn't the entire time we were friends. He was just like a surveillance camera. And this person had told me so much bullshit about people in my life that for a good while I avoided everybody. Because their opinion, their words tainted what I thought and felt about these people. And that specific person and other specific people and what I wanted to do in life in regards to career and work and all that. They influenced what I was going to do, and it didn't work out for me, but they went out and started emulating and copying what I had to get what I was getting in their own way. It didn't work out for them too well. They ended up getting, well, I don't even know if they're alive anymore, honestly. They received a terminal illness shortly after a massive betrayal that they committed. And they got a couple of STDs, and after that I never heard from them again. So I don't even know if that person is alive or not. And honestly, I don't care, because it was just venom in my life. So be aware of what's venom in your life that's poisoning your mind and your emotional state towards other people in your life. Because what you're not seeing in your closed doors is that the person telling you not to talk to so-and-so or not to do this and that is actually out there doing that. And if you can get out of the silent treatment you're giving yourself and someone else and step out of your comfort zone to go see for your own self what the fuck is going on, you'll see exactly who the liar was, who the supporter was, and who the pretender was. But you can't see it if you sit there thinking about it all the time, or drinking, or smoking, or just avoiding it and, pretending it doesn't. It's not happening. Because it is happening. It's just happening outside the door you refuse to open. And that door has people on the other side of it affecting your finances, your relationships, and your thought pattern. So it's time to take responsibility and open that door and confront your Red Bull in terms of the last unicorn, to go and protect and to preserve that which is within you and that which could be with you. It's almost as if it's a test of true love from God for something that you truly love that's been manipulated out of your hands. You've been left with the sharp end, they've been left with the cup end. So they're both holding hilts, but these swords are weapons. These hilts are replenishments. They're holding the replenishment, you're holding the weapons, because they've influenced your mind to think that you need to defend yourself from someone or something. All the while you're in the hermit turtle stage and they're out there partying away. Yeah, look at that. You're sitting out there being woo, 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 drinking away or fucking away, doing whatever you're doing. And they're over there manifesting things with the energy you're releasing. You're sitting there releasing, they're taking that energy, manifesting, and then boom, they're doing more with it. There's that other sword. And then they have it hanging over your head. If you do this one more thing, it'll be one more sword over there. Don't you do that thing. But meanwhile, they're doing that thing. They just don't want you to do it so that it's easier for them to do it. Because if you were in there doing it, they wouldn't be able to do it because it's not their path. So the only time someone can really take from you is when you allow it. And we allow it when we know that this is happening. And we remain in this and say, why won't those kids just stop in that yard? Get off my lawn, kids. I'm trying to sleep. And the kids are like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And part of you is like, no, 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 no. I don't want to. And then the divine is causing more conflict in your life, being like, get up. There's people celebrating your misery. And you're like, no, no, no. I'm going to chill out here. I'm just going to let it pass. That person's an ex. That was just a hopeless dream. That career was just a dream of grandeur or illusions of grandeur, whatever. And the universe is like, yo, 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 causing more of this conflict in the grid of your life in different areas, finances, health, relationships, etc. Overarching energy being a major arcana, a universal energy, for as above, so below, manipulating all aspects of your life to create growth. But you're refusing the growth because there's conflict. You're like, nope, there's conflict in that way. I'm not going to go towards it. But when you're not looking in that direction, the conflict turns into that. So the conflict is just a charade, a facade to keep you in that, so that they can do that. So when you feel that, and if you don't feel a divine rage at people manipulating you for years on end, then there's something numb inside of you. And that numbness inside of you means it was put there by someone else's opinions to where it hurt you so much that you decided to shut off a part of you, to ignore it, to turn a blind eye to it, to like cover one eye and not see something clearly. The moment you confront that conflict, boom. Whoever I'm reading for right now, it's as if you are you are a divine being, but it's as if you have a very motherly energy within you, or a fatherly energy that brings conflict resolution. Here's the Knight of Wands again. And if you're avoiding that conflict resolution capacity and skill within you, you're never going to learn how to use it. Somebody looks really good in a leather jacket. That's the first thing I thought right here. Somebody looks really good in a leather jacket. Really good. I don't know if it's male or female, but this person definitely is in tune with their intuition. They know what they want. They know how to get it, and they're not letting anything stand in their way. But there's two movement cards. So if we look at this as you, the viewer, realizing what you want to reconnect with, taking the initiative and moving towards that, the moment you do, the universe kind of, instead of you being on a horse, brings you a motorcycle instead. Oh, people have been trying to keep you off your path, which is why you haven't been able to have any movement in your life, because the universe has been showing you how to stand your fucking ground. If people are interfering with your relationship, why are you letting them? If people are interfering with your finances, why are you letting them? If people interfere with your health and your food and your family and your children, why are you letting them? If Jesus Christ was in front of you, wouldn't he go into a church and like flip the friggin' money tables over? Wouldn't he like go somewhere and be like, you can't feed this crap to people and throwing it out of the stores? Wouldn't you go into like a building, a government building, and be like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? You know, excuse my French. But there has to be a point where you speak up for what it is you want in your reality instead of remaining silent and letting other people dance over you. And when you recognize that, when you actually establish that you want something and then you make an effort to go get it, the universe backs you up with even more and more and more. It makes it easier for you. The universe immediately removes the conflict. The universe immediately creates movement so that you can go for what you want, and then it brings it to you through healing and reconciliation and experiences that you thought were conflict, but they're actually a lesson, a teaching moment, an experience that brings things together. It's like breaking an egg and pouring it into flour and then mixing it. If you don't want to break an egg and force the mix and pour the water and turn an oven on and create all the fire and chaos and all that heat and destruction in one place, you're never going to have a cookie, are you? You want a cookie, you got to do the work. For some of you, this is really, there's a star right back out. For some of you, this is really about a person. For others of you, this is about a career path. It's different for everybody. You know that. It applies to you how it applies to you. The core message remains the same. If you want something and it's being denied to you, it's being denied to you for two reasons. Either you're not ready for it, or there's interference. And if there's interference, there's usually two reasons: to teach you how to clear that interference, or to teach you what the interference does so you can see the pathways ahead, or little bits and pieces and cookie crackers in between of various lessons. But really, it's about getting yourself out of these situations. And people in the Five of Pentacles are usually in the Five of Pentacles because they were at the Two of Pentacles, then at the Three of Pentacles with other people involved, then the Four of Pentacles because they realized other people shouldn't be involved in their finances and their love life. So then they go to the Five of Pentacles because they are locked out of where they were going, the path they were going, because they were going down a different path. So sometimes we go through the Five of Pentacles so we can get to the Six of Pentacles and actually get what's meant for us, which means then we go to the Seven of Pentacles, seeing the harvest and the failures and the things we've been patient for. We can skip all of that. We can skip the ice. We can skip the winters. We can skip the frost and the death and decay, the treacheries, the lies, the betrayals. If we recognize that even then, when people come to us dressed like that, or like that, or like that, deep down underneath, they could be that, or that. We don't know who people are in spirit. We don't know who people are in regards to what exactly their life path or purpose is here. So when we let other people tell us who we are, or when we let other people tell each other who they are, it creates a false identity. And then we go down paths that aren't meant for us. It's like emulating or copying or imitating someone else, and then recognizing that the path you're on isn't the path you're supposed to be on. And then you go, dirt, and then you got to start all over again because it wasn't your path. It's like some of those people that were copy pasting my shit, and their businesses are falling apart now, not because of anything I've done, but because it was never their path. Copying me does nothing. It just creates more energy for me. So don't bother copying me. Don't bother copying other people. If you're inspired, be inspired, but don't copy, because what you're doing is copying the energy over somewhere else. And when that energy is called back, it goes back to where it came from. You gain nothing from it. People say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's flattery for the person you're imitating, but it's poverty for the person doing the imitating. People that steal from each other, people that lie, they're not doing anything other than betraying themselves, because deep down within each person there's a path and a destiny. And if you're busy getting water from other sources instead of being your true authentic self, then you're not going to water the ground with your seeds and your water, are you? It'll be their seeds and their water, which in turn will bring their manifestation, not yours. It's kind of like all the people that were copy pasting my stuff, and lo and behold, I now have a book series. I'm working on a website. I have a new house I'll be going to soon, an actual fucking house, my own. All sorts of things are working better for me, all because people decided to be shady. And what happens when people are shady? How many times have I warned you guys? Don't do this shit, because it backfires on you guys, not on the person you did it to. This applies in the same way in relationships. If you cheat on someone, you're not cheating on them, you're cheating on your own sense of loyalty. If it's always about the self, the magician, how you're manifesting and what you're manifesting. Regardless of whether people come in to try to take it or not, the universe will bring it right back to you. What's yours is yours. It cannot be taken away. You don't have to claim what's yours. You don't have to claim your birthright, but it's yours. No one else can do it. There was only one Yeshua. People tried to copy Yeshua. It didn't really work out too well, did it? People tried to copy Mary Magdalene. Didn't work out for them very much, did it? People tried to make movies based on the life of Jesus. Didn't work out very well for the actors, did it? It's not for them to do. It's not for them to say. It's your truth. It's your message. It's your relationships. It's your passion. It's your happily ever after. It's your movement. It's your clarity, your discernment, your common sense, your finances, your home, your family, your resources, your intuition, your faith in God, your ability to heal yourself, your ability to procreate or not, your ability to create anything in the physical world, your ability to communicate with heaven and earth while you're in between the threshold of sky and heaven and earth and all that. It's about you and what you want. And if you want someone or something, why let other people's words influence your actions? Words are vibration. When people send vibrations towards you and tell you don't do something or do something, they're giving you that energy to, it's like shining a light like that, like someone coming in and being like, is this what you want? This is what happens? That's what happens. What do you want? You're not going to know what you want if you haven't done the healing work within you. Although, let me tell you this, deep down inside, we all know exactly what we need, what we want, and who we want, and how we want, and what life we want, and why. Deep down inside, we all know this. But when we listen to other people's opinions, We start over-analyzing everything, which wastes our time in the physical world. And then the divine has to do some crazy freaking matrix shit to bring things back to the beginning so that we can start over again, the alpha and the omega, because we keep missing the fucking point. And I'm missing a point here on purpose specifically because I don't want to keep talking about that. But Source really wants me to talk about this. Look, like really wants me to talk about this one energy that I refuse to talk about. You were in a relationship before that ended. Could have been multiple lifetimes ago, could have been 3 generations ago, or it could have been a relationship with somebody who, like, their masculine side had to be balanced because it was detrimental to themselves. Their feminine side was way ahead of the masculine side, and their inner children's sides were imbalanced. Could be someone with a family that you knew, could be someone that knew you and your family, but it's something that ended. An ending came and transformed, transitioned, transcended something that you were with, that you had deep, charming emotional attachments to, emotional ties to. The colors blue and yellow could be very relevant. It was someone you truly loved, someone far more emotional than you, or you were far more emotional than them, someone you would consider your lighthouse, and maybe your anchor. If one's in the water, the other's on the ground. One's the anchor, one's the boat. You know, one is the emotional one, one's the grounded one. There's the demiurge again. That's Yaldabaoth. So all of you people talking shit about the demiurge, he's the one that's guiding true love to all of you through every single fucking tarot deck. So quit talking shit about Sophia's child. Because Sophia is Mary Magdalene, among many others. And you're talking crap about her son, her child, her daughter, the demiurge. Some of you are. And saying that the demiurge and the archons are bad when they were born out of the womb of an aeon. It's immature. This person, you loved this person, okay? You absolutely love them, but something changed, and it took the happily ever after with it. But you want that happily ever after. You absolutely want it. Oh, wow. Take a deep breath and breathe out, because what you're about to feel is going to be very, very, very heart ticklingly sad, kind of. Yeah, I just picked up on a thread of a love story between two people who were separated by the input of other people, like two specific people, not a job, a career, or anything, but two individuals and their relationship with each other. They held on, it failed, or they thought it failed. The offers kept coming back, but they were rejected. One party went into one direction, the other party went into the other direction. Both parties confused as fuck as to why they're in separate directions. I'm not certain for who that's for, but if that specifically resonates with you, it's time that you reach out a hand and grab that cup. Doesn't mean you need to marry that cup, but there's something inside you that's preventing you from seeing these 3 cups because you keep refusing that cup. There's something inside you that keeps you from seeing the growth already there because you're busy pouring out the emotions of the growth that wasn't there. This is someone or something you've held on to for at least 4 years, if not more. Now, most of the time, I don't really want to talk about exes returning or any of that shit, and I don't know, but this doesn't feel like a regular ex. This feels very soulmate-y, like two people who were really meant to be together, but they were separated on purpose by the divine. It was allowed by the divine for these two people to be separated so that they could see exactly how much they mean to each other despite the illusions of the physical world. Remember, the King of Wands is a hoe bag. It's a skanky, trampy person. creative, sexual, passionate. This person can go into the back room of an office, get their D sucked or their titties tickled. 5 minutes. They're just going to get printer paper, and while they're getting printer paper, their pants are wet because they just jizzed on themselves. Because they were having sex in the back room. That's the King of Wands energy at its lower vibration. At its higher vibration, the King of Wands does that and is proud of it. At a real, dignified, mature position of the King of Wands, it becomes the Emperor. Loyal, faithful, a leader, an empire builder. But as a King of Wands, they focus on their beauty, their creativity, their kingdom, their body. Physical, physical, physical. Passionate. No water. The water being brought, denied. More water being brought. Oh, why is all that there? It's confusion. I don't know if I want all that. Well, maybe you should meditate a little bit and see what you really do want. Oh, but I already know what I want. Okay, then why haven't you gone to get it? Because so-and-so said that that person's bad for me. But I really wanna. Okay, so why don't you? Because so-and-so did this. Okay, well, how many years ago was that? 47. Okay. Okay, what's the problem? I really love that. Okay, what's the problem? Oh, they changed, they transitioned, they changed shape, they whatever. Okay, what's the problem? I'm afraid to make a move. Okay, here's a motorcycle. It'll get you there while you're afraid. But I don't have anything to wear. Okay, put a blanket on. But then it's going to be cold, and then it's going to be windy, and then it's going to be, people are going to look at me, and then I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there, and then I don't know what I'm going to say, and then what if I say something wrong, and then what if? Okay, but do you want that or not? I do. Okay. Then why don't you fucking have some confidence and go for what you want? Because I don't know. Now, if you were hearing that in your mind and reading that as an energy, what would you say to the person going, I don't know if I want it. I don't know. Maybe later. Maybe I'll have another drink. Maybe I'll just do this. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of, being judged, or like, I'm like afraid of, this. And then I think I'm just going to sit there and have pancakes. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go later. Maybe I'll talk to Becky, and like, maybe I'll talk to Candy. Maybe I'll talk to Samantha. Maybe I'll talk to, Jenny Craig, and maybe I'll talk to like Betty Crocker. I don't know. Do you see how annoying that energy is? Someone so fucking indecisive that they need God themselves to plop down someone in front of them and say, this person's for you, or they're right in front of you. And this person's like, I don't know. Okay, well, you don't know? Then what do you want? I don't know. Okay, well, it's leaving. The thing you wanted, it's riding away. You can grab one of those sticks and we can go. You want it or not? I don't know. You sure? I don't know. Are you sure? I don't know. Okay, do you recognize that you have a problem? If you don't know what you want so much that it takes years for you to make a decision on something, do you not recognize that you're the problem? That all the other people influencing you were influencing you so that you could see how indecisive you actually are and how easily manipulated you are. Are you going to villainize this guy, the devil, for chaining them? Or are you going to call these two idiots out for walking up to that guy and putting themselves in chains? They're just as horny as this person. This person's a little bigger and scarier looking, but these two probably have fucking abilities. Look, there's fire at their feet and they're not burning. So they can walk through the flames. Their hands aren't tied, their feet aren't tied. They can move that thing off their head very easily and do whatever the fuck they want to do. But they're letting someone else influence their choices. And God is showing you, are you going to keep allowing other people to make your choices for you, or are you going to hear ye, there's a message from so and so. They would like to so and so. Hear ye, here's your creative endeavor. Will you accept this so that you can create, a legacy for yourself? Or are you going to, I don't know. Some people talk about the addictions and narcissism and all that of the devil card. But on a basic human level, from 9 to 5, the devil energy is, I don't know. Maybe later. I'll think about that later. I'm really busy right now. Oh yeah, I'd sure like to bang her. Ooh, I'd like to bang him. Ooh, I'd like to this. Ooh, I'd like to that. It's the energy of distraction. Distraction. Diverging. D-I. Track. The track you're going away. Distraction. You have traction, you're moving forward. The devil energy comes and says, nope. And you're like, but I really, really want that. And the devil's energy is like, but that's that, and that's that, and that's that, and that's that. And you're like, and then the devil energy is like, but. And you're like, well, fuck your butt. I want love, and I'm going to go get it no matter what it looks like. And that's when the devil energy backs off. Because the devil energy is just there for you to fucking claim what you want. You want it, fucking claim it. You can have the 9, but you wanted 9 of Wands or 9 of Pentacles. You can reach completion, but how do you want to do it? You can be at the 9 of Pentacles, but do you want to do it alone, or do you want a bird there? You can be in the 9 of Wands, but do you want to do it alone and build multiple tents, or do you want to do it alone and say, look at all the shit I went through? Well, whose fault is that? You listen to all those people. This person didn't. This person listened to themselves, nature, God. This person here listened to everybody else's opinions. Which one do you want to be on? If right now there's a point where you choose your timeline, do you want to be on this timeline, or do you want to be on this timeline? If you're going to be single anyway, which one would you rather be? If you're going to be married anyway, which one would you rather be? The one capable of spending time on her own, even in a marriage, or the one that's like, oh my God, hold my titties? Which one? Plot twist, they're the same. You go through this in the morning, you go through this in the afternoon, you go through this in the evening, you go through this at night, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's no choice. What's yours is meant for you. You are who you are, and you can either accept it or you can deny it. Either way, you're still going to God. You're still going to be sitting in the garden. You're still going to be amazingly loved and cared for and beautiful and provided for. You can either do it with a bitchy mindset, or you can do it with a grateful mindset. The point is your choice. Your choice, your claim, your birthright, your decision, your overcoming of fear of rejection. You recognizing when other people are fucking with you and when other people are meant to be fucked with. You recognizing your own sovereignty, your own freedom, and your own connection to source, and your own ability to commune with nature without using your mouth. To honor the old ways and the new. To honor money making and permaculture, food forests, natural regeneration, rejuvenation, restoration, hugelkultur mounds, food forests that have every kind of food in them that's edible, having a part in your garden that's for medicinal herbs, having a part in your garden or your apartment for edible fruits and veggies. A food fucking forest. You could have been growing that, but you're busy doing that. Because, what is that song? Somebody that's really dear to me says it in all the time. She's a runner. She's a track star. Oh my God. I hope she's watching. I fucking love her. Are you a runner? Are you a track star? Or are you wife or husband material? You can take those wands and create a boundary and leave it, or you can take those wands, create a boundary, and create a garden. It's your mindset that decides. It's your heart. I don't know who you are, but there is someone in the world that truly, truly loves you. And you could be 72, you could be 172, you could be 22, 32, 42, 52, 62. I don't fucking care. You could be just born. It doesn't matter. There's someone meant for you specifically. One true divine match. In addition to that, there are infinite other variations of matches you can have. There's more than one match in a matchbox. But they're all matches, aren't they? So it's up to you which one you want to be with. But there is someone for you. If you think there isn't, that's the devil energy speaking to you. If you're hopelessly in love and you're thinking, oh, well, when will I be loved? That's devil energy. You're already loved. Which one do you want to be with? Be the partner for that one right now. You want to be with a giant CEO? Who are you at your core that's capable of handling someone that lives in a business CEO industry? And maybe you're just the stay-at-home mom and gardener, but your husband is like a basketball player or like a president or, regent of Mars or something. I don't know. But you're just a gardener. And you're like, I'm just a gardener. You're not just a gardener. You're an emissary of the Mother of Earth. You're not just a gardener. So when you have faith in yourself and confidence in yourself and you recognize your abilities and your gifts, it doesn't matter what your partner is doing or not doing. Do you want to be with so-and-so? Do you want to be doing this and that? If not, change it, adjust it, evolve it, transcend it, transform it, transition it. Are you a man? Do you feel like you are a masculine powered person? Do you feel like your decisions are made with masculine energy? But do you have breasts and a vagina? Okay, that's fine. You don't need to, grow a dick. You can be an Amazon, a masculine woman or a feminine man. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Nobody cares. But people will make you think it matters, so they keep you from doing what you're supposed to be doing while you're busy worrying about facial hair, tits, or penises or vaginas. It's like modern society. There's so many people wondering about LGBTQ and what people are doing behind closed doors, when in reality they're not paying attention to themselves. It's just a distraction meant to distract the legends from becoming legends. Like that ex-friend I had who came in, who after years of not speaking to him, he came and visited the home I had with my at the time partner. And he ended up fucking my partner within a month. Like, we were living together, we had a home, we had a life, blah, blah, blah. And then they ended up doing that in our own house. I didn't know, not for a while. But lo and behold, I could smell them. It's up to you. You cannot trust other people and why they say that you should do what you should do. You have to trust yourself. If you love something, if something brings you joy and happiness and peace, do not let anyone take it away from you. There are people in the world that love other people in a way that to modern society is old-fashioned. Like if somebody's born in the 1980s, then their ability to be in a relationship is far, far, far different than somebody born in the year 2000. Because someone that was born in the 1980s grew up without the internet. They grew up without cell phones. They grew up without bullet trains or spaceships and all that stuff. Like, really, I mean, were you around in the 1980s? We would sleep in the grass outside, and there was no fear of like being yanked off the street and sold into child labor or any of that shit, Especially in Germany in 1980. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Right, or in the 1980s, right after the Berlin Wall came down. That's when we left Germany. But when we were in Germany, we were like in this teeny tiny little city. It was like a suburb next to a suburb, next to a suburb, next to a suburb, next to a hill, next to a church. It was beautiful. Beautiful. But now I have not seen a place like that in over 30 years. Nobody that lives now will ever see the places that I grew up. They were either bombed, they were destroyed, or they were gentrified. Those places now only exist within me. And no one born since then that wasn't there with me experienced those things that I did. So if someone's competing with me in a relationship, there's no competition. We're from different generations, different timelines, different dimensions. So you cannot compare who you're trying to be with or what career path you're trying to go on based on what you think they are. Adjust it and what is that word? Have the accountability held within your heart. Sorry if you can hear my stomach grumbling. I need to go get more coffee and like eat a piece of toast or something. There's a time and place where you need to establish within yourself the thing that makes you happy. Even if it's scary, even if there was pain involved, even if there was like years that have gone by, or even if you've never talked to somebody and you really want to, but you're afraid to. How many more years of your life are you going to waste on longing for that which God has intended for you? It's so silly. God wants you to be in a garden, but you're using those wands to create a boundary of defense because you've been wounded. But even a wounded animal eventually goes out of its cave and drinks water and goes, and does what it does, even if it's wounded. Some of you are listening to family members and friends, and you shouldn't be regarding what you should do with your love life. They're not the ones sleeping with the person you want to be sleeping with. And if they are, you really shouldn't be listening to what you should be doing if they're sleeping with your partner or your would-be partner. And please be careful of people telling you, oh, this person is a bitch, oh, this person's a cheater, oh, this person's a this or that, when they don't know your moment-to-moment life experiences together. Obviously, take into consideration what other people see, but take it into consideration based on that person's credibility. Not because they flip cards, not because they claim to be intuitive, but do they actually have a God mouth? Is their heart open? Do they have empathy? Do they have common sense and discernment? If they do, heed their advice. If they don't, tell them to fuck off. They don't get to decide what you do with your heart and your genitals. They don't get to decide what you put in your body through your mouth or through any orifice. They don't get to decide what you do with your life. You do. So why would you let that devilish energy that wants to control your life control any aspect of your life, regardless of whether it's finances, romance, health, children, creativity, whatever, gardening, hobbies, blah, 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 blah. There are so many snakes in Oracle's clothing on the internet, and they're just doing it for money. And they're telling people that people are cheating. They're telling people that people are, this or that. And it's not really true in most cases. It's true in very few cases. But usually in those cases where it's true, the oracle, the reader, has a divine connection to Christ consciousness. Because that's the only way you can really get the truth of the situation. When you can see it with unconditional love, discernment, and truth. With facts. Not with how it made you feel, not with what they said, not with what they did, not with he said, she said. No, 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 no. When you think of this person, place, or thing, does your heart space open? Does it want to open? Then you know. What was the name of this video? After all that we've been through, it comes back to me and you. I don't know what song that is. After all that we've been through, comes right back to these two wands. You've been holding a passion for someone. They've been holding a passion for you. The only reason you people have been separated is because of other people's opinions. See? Everything is fine. No, it's not. Everything is not fine. You love someone. You love something. Why are you letting other people's opinions keep you down in regards to what you want? When what you want wants you. Because, no, we're not doing that. You want it, it's there. You don't want it, walk away from that plant. Go get yourself another one. Don't think about it again. Don't let it enter your sphere again. Don't let it do anything again. If you don't want it, then stop thinking about it. But if you can't stop thinking about it, then it's not over yet, is it? It's just beginning. And it's blessed. Oh, all right. Oi, creaking, cracking. Rice Krispies treats and cereal and yummy waffles and maple syrup and molasses and butter and delicious honey and oh my god. Okay. Everything is fine. That entire reading, I hope you gained something from it because the message is the same regardless of how I paint the picture for you. You want something, people have told you not to do it, not to get it, not to claim it, but it's yours. Look at what this fucking cat did. Ah. First it was those two on either side, the little ones a few months ago. Last night she went fucking crazy climbing the walls again, and I got out of bed and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, pew, running up to here with the fucking zoomies, climbing, trying to climb up the window, like on top of the window ledge, and then trying to climb through the shit, trying to catch something or run away. I don't know if she thought I was chasing her. At one point, I was chasing her. Last night was awesome. And no, there was no fucking sex involved. There was nobody else involved. It was freaking Lily going bonkers in this apartment and me chasing her around. And it was like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Oh no, I'm doing the seagull laugh with a snort. Okay, what else was I gonna tell you? I guess I can tell you later, but now, I wrote a book. It's the first one in the series of a whole bunch. It's called The Scribe and the Star, Chapter 1. Each book is going to be in a chapter by chapter setting. It's not going to be a book with all the chapters. Not yet, at least. I'm writing them just chapter by chapter, and we're going to go that way. For now, I don't know. I might change it later. Who knows? It's on Amazon already. You can get it in Kindle and paperback. And what else? The website information I was working on, they wanted $600. $600. so that I can have a website with where I can upload my own videos and like host them on my own site so that I don't have to go through YouTube anymore. I can just upload videos there. But I'm still I'm still Jenny from the block. No, yeah, it'll happen eventually at some point. But the book is out. Chapter 2 is being written. Um, more variations will, whatever. And what else was I going to tell you? I've been working on a tarot deck and an oracle deck, and not like working on it, it's basically done. I'm just finishing it up. So if you try to like evil eye that shit, just realize you're going to evil eye yourselves first. So have pity on yourselves. If you're going to copy paste shit, just realize you're just supporting me more. So if you hate me and you're copy pasting me, then don't, because you're just helping me. Just go mind your business, leave the channel and don't get jealous over what I'm doing, because that's petty of you, whoever you are. And yeah, let's let's do what the fuck we can to get to 1,000 subscribers, because there's an option that I can turn on, but I need a few, like 1,000 or 10,000 subscribers or something like that for a channel membership and super chats and like live chats or live streams on my cell phone, like on a mobile device. There's a lot of limitations on YouTube regarding what I can and can't do and what I can and can't create for you due to the super chat absence, the 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, and what was the other one? Oh, equipment. But I'll work on that later. So if you guys can like, I don't know, share this, like, comment, subscribe, do all that weird technology, whatever it is that you guys do that makes a channel like go bloop, you know? Because I want to go out there and like record videos with you on my cell phone, like take you out to places so I can show you things out there instead of sitting here telling you about things out there. And I can't do it unless I have 1,000 subscribers. I'm like I literally can't do it. There's no option. It's grayed out. And thank you to everybody that's been like really supportive. It's been so weird actually being noticed and having people tell me like, I've saved their life or something. Like it would. I don't even know, like God's speaking through me. It's not me doing it. So thanks though. Thank you. And I hope you have a really good day. I hope you enjoy the book if you buy it. More will be coming soon. I don't know. I don't have a schedule on when I'm going to release them. It's basically when God tells me, sit down, what we're about to write. And then I write it all out. I wait a few days, a few weeks, however long it takes. And then I go over it again. So whatever chapter 1 is its own thing. Chapter 2 is going to continue that story, but it's going to be its own thing. But it'll make sense once you start actually reading it. The tarot card deck should be out within this year, within the next 6 months, if not earlier, depending on how much I want to Virgo it and like perfect it. What else? I've been feeling the sensation of somebody wanting to collaborate with me. If you do, just reach out. My email is eveofsophia@hotmail.com. Instagram is the Star Kindler on Instagram. I changed it from Eve of Sophia. I have a Facebook, but I don't do anything on Facebook other than like share posts that I think people are going to find helpful. But it's just my name, Celeste A. It's not really a personal Facebook page or anything anymore. I don't even like Facebook that much, honestly. I have it on there just because I have some like family on there, or I had. But now it's just kind of like I guess gonna be a business page. I don't know. And Yeah, I might be back later tonight to do another video, but I'm uncertain if that's going to happen tonight or not. Anyway, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Bye, bye, bye.